Hi Mark, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. I think the shows are coming up this week, huh?
Big week. Big week.
Big week, definitely. So I know I always wondered, like, I mean, Middle Allegiance is like a family. So you being like, what do I say, like the creator of the band in general, or let's say the creator of this family in terms of assembling each and every legend together, must have been a great feeling for you that finally the day is coming closer that the album will be unleashed to the fans.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. This Friday, in a few days, the record comes out
Hmm.
worldwide. On Thursday, which is in just a few days, is our record release concert at the Best Buy Theater in New York City.
Right.
And obviously a lot of press going on. This just a lot of shit going on this week, which is all. I mean, it's pretty amazing because when you think about it,
Hmm.
a year ago, I think of the week to the week where we played our first Metal Allegiance gig on
Right.
Motorhead's Motorboat, and this thought wasn't even a freaking concept. And we got off the boat, and we had an idea on the boat to write a record just to see how it goes. And within a year, we were able to write, record, mix, master, put out, sign a record, to do all this shit in 12 months with 25 people on a record. I mean, it's crazy, man. And to see it actually coming out, man, it's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. It's short to call this a super group beyond super group, but for me as a fan, it's like a perfect combination of brotherhood and sisterhood. For
Yeah, no,
you guys, obviously, I mean, with all these, great musicians and even everybody on board on this album, it's not an easy feat to, have each and every, I mean, obviously, most of them are like legends already. Talk about it, David Ellefson, Mike Portnoy, and whatnot. So for you, I mean, when the singles came out, even the video came out yesterday, obviously it must have been like, great to see the response from the fans when it comes to these webisodes and also the songs and the music video. So for you, Mark, how has been the response from your fans so far?
it's been amazing, man. I mean, it's been absolutely surreal.
Hmm.
When we got together to write this record,
Hmm.
it was four guys in a room. It was Dave, Alex, Mike, and myself. There
Right.
was no record label. There was no management. There was nothing. It was literally just four guys in a room. And we had a vision, and we just started writing, and all this music started flowing out of us. And
Hmm.
the record's very personal to us as musicians and as songwriters, musically and lyrically.
Right.
It's not a. I've seen some things where people thought it was like an all-star cash grab, which
Hmm.
that it's clearly not, and
Right.
fans are seeing that it's not. And we self-financed everything. It's not like we had any backing. We went in there, put up our own personal money
Hmm.
to for the expenses to write and record, and because we just we felt good about it. The chemistry between the four of us is amazing, and writing couldn't have been easier.
True.
Actually, it just the songs were flowing out, man, and musically and lyrically, there wasn't a minute where we said, "Shit, what should we do here?" Or, "We need to think about this." There
Right.
was none of that. It just happened. Everything fell into place, and I'm completely humbled by the experience, especially working with Mike, Dave, and Alex, and of course working with all the special guests on the record.
Right.
It's a humbling experience, and for me as a songwriter now, it was definitely therapeutic
Right.
as well, and it's just overall amazing.
Absolutely. I got to know that you guys had written this album, even recorded, and I think the vocal dubs were left when you got, signed to Nuclear Blast. So, it was more like a personal journey for you guys with Alex, taking care of the guitars, the David and you on bass. I saw you playing bass on one of the webisodes, and I know you're playing bass on one of the tracks as well, and obviously
Yeah.
Mike on drums and and all the different vocals. So for you guys when you were on the boat, what struck that thought that yes, we are on stage, we are able to have other musicians on stage as well, but what about making an album? Who was the first person who came up with this idea of writing something on your own?
Yeah, I mean, I remember that like it was yesterday. It was it was a week-long cruise, and we had 2 sets to do, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday. That Wednesday, in between the 2 sets, I kind of stumbled in with a drink and whatnot, and they were all eating dinner in the artist lounge. A bunch of artists, Mike, Dave, Alex, and at that point, Alex and I knew of each other, but we didn't know each other.
Okay.
And I just looked at him and I pointed. I'm like, "Fucking playing tomorrow, dude." And he's like, "Okay, what do you want to play?" And that's how it started. And then later on that night, Dave, Mike, and I were just talking. We were just kind of hanging out talking, and we kept circling this island, and the boat couldn't dock because there was a bad storm in the oceans. We had to get out of that, of course, and we kept circling this island. And I go to Dave, I'm like, "Dude, where the fuck are we, man?" We keep circling. He's like, "Dude, that's Cuba." And then 30 seconds later, and I believe it was Mike or Dave, I don't remember who, but it came out, "Let's write a record." Huh? And I was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Let's get together and write a record of original music under Metal Allegiance." And I laughed. I was like, "What are we going to do? Just a bunch of cover songs?" Like, "No, let's write our own songs." And then we let it go there. And that was the end of the conversation. About a few weeks later, we started just talking about it again. There's just Mike, Dave, and myself. And, we suggested Alex because Alex killed it on a boat. Alex and I hit it off. And obviously, Alex, Dave, and Mike knew of each other past touring.
Right.
And Alex was like, "Yeah, man." And then the first week of December, we all got together at Mike Portnoy's house just to see what would happen. Okay. What happens if you put, 3 rock stars and an unknown dude in the room? What would happen?
Whether it would click or not.
Yeah, and a little while later, man, we had 5 songs done.
Wow.
And from there, we knew that no covers on this record. We'll do one as a bonus track, if any. But we have so much creative juice, and we wrote the record within 6 or 7 days, and that was it.
Wow, that's amazing. I heard that you guys have shared the same album collection as well. Is that true?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I tell you one thing. I think Dave Ellefson and I have the same exact record collection.
Wow.
Alex is more diverse, of course. He's very influenced by jazz and world music. Mike Portnoy likes anything and everything, which is great. We were at Mike's house writing this record, man, and just looking at his record collection was fucking mind-boggling. I couldn't even wrap my arms around what he has.
That's cool.
But for me, we all love the same bands. We love. That's why we started Metal Allegiance, man. We're paying tribute to those guys. Those are our heroes. And for me personally, I started this as a fan. I was a fan that wanted to see something different, to hear something different, to experience something different, and here we are, man. So a week ago, a year ago to the week, basically changed my life. And it's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Now, listening to the album, it's like a great music, great tracks, a sense of family, writing songs together, and the different voices on this. The first thing which struck my mind was when you have so many legends in a room, who's that one person who will bring in the griffs? So, and I was just wondering, okay, would it be Mike, or would it be David, or would it be Alex, or you?
We all did. I mean, it was, when I say this was done equally, it was done literally equally on all 4 parts. Alex wrote a bunch of music on a record. I wrote a bunch of music on a record. Dave wrote a bunch of music on a record, and as did Mike. I would come in with a riff. For example, Gift of Pain. I came in with those main riffs. I was like, on guitar, no less, not even bass. I was like, check this out. And then Mike got behind the drums, and then here comes Alex, and then Dave picks up the bass. And I brought in, the verses and the bridges and pre-choruses and all this stuff.
Right.
And then Alex started writing a chorus, which is the hook of that song, musically. And Dave came up with this great middle breakdown bass. And we wrote the song equally. Yes, someone would bring in a riff, but the 4 of us together will work. We work together so easily that it's just like boom, 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 done. Here it is. Here's the song.
Right. That's cool.
And lyrically, we all wrote the lyrics to the record. The only song we didn't write the lyrics for was "Dying Song." We handed Philip and Selmo just the music to that, And the reason we just handed him the song and said, "Here you go, you do your thing, man," is because he's been with us from day one. You
Right.
know, when this was a different name starting back in 2011, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and he played in all those old shows. He played in the first Metal Norwegian show in Motorboat. And we felt like we owed that to him just because he's been there and he's been by our side. So
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to see what Phil would come up with. Phil's amazing, you know,
Right.
and the performance he turned out, man, fuck, is one of my favorite vocal performances, not only on our record, but of all time, listening to Phil, how Phil is not only singing, but you know, you hear that song, it's just like there's a demeanor that's just like, shit, man, you know, it's pretty amazing.
Right, right. You know, that was what I was thinking because everybody knows that you guys have written the song. So my main focus was on lyrics. Now, I assumed so far that you have written all the lyrics. So it's great to see that everybody contributed. And I didn't know that Philip wrote the lyrics for Dying Song.
He wrote the lyrics for Dying Song, and Randy and I co-wrote the lyrics together for Gift of
Gift of
Pain.
Pain. Mm-hmm.
And how that worked out was we wrote those lyrics an hour before he recorded them on a record.
Ah, that's cool.
We did that. We did that on purpose. Again, we wanted because there's all this creative energy going on and all this creative flow.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote the name. I came up with the name Gift of Pain in January of 2013. I'll never forget. I had some shit going on my own, and that title just came to me, Gift of Pain,
Mm-hmm.
and it always stuck with me. And when we wrote this song musically, I was like, "This is the song. This is the song for that name."
Right.
And but there was no other lyrics for it. It was just this song. I don't know why it just sat there and it stuck in my head. And I the other guys were like, "Cool, man." And then when Randy came into the studio, and I was like, this is the name of the song. Is there any way we could write lyrics around this? And he's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, absolutely. So he started writing the verses and the bridges, and he's like, what about the chorus?
Right.
And I was like, I have a chorus idea. I don't know if you're going to dig it. And so I
Mm-hmm.
started singing in my Randy voice to Randy, and he dug it, and we kept it, and he kept the concept, and that's how we came about that song. And but the rest of the lyrics, like Alex wrote all the lyrics to Scars. He was very hands-on with that between Mark and Christina.
Uh-huh.
Mike Portnoy wrote the lyrics to Wait Until Tomorrow. He was very hands-on with that. He's even singing
He
backup.
does that. He did that with Dream Theater as well, and obviously with Transatlantic and stuff. So he's a master of writing lyrics.
He is, but that's the only song he wrote lyrics to on this record, which was surprising because we kept, Mike kept saying, I did that for so long. I just want to play drums and write music, and which was awesome.
Right.
And then the bulk of the lyric writing duties was me and Dave collaborating, and
Nice.
Dave and I wrote "Can't Kill the Devil," "Pledge of Allegiance," "Let Darkness Fall," so on and so forth. On the record.
That's
And
awesome.
and Dave and I gelled lyrically. We would, when he came up with the concept of "Can't Kill the Devil," he had this chorus. He just said it to me one day when we were recording in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Hey man, this song should be called 'Can't Kill the Devil.'" And I was like, I started laughing. And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Can't kill the devil. The devil never dies."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "That's the chorus." I'm like, "Fuck." 10 minutes later, I came back with the verses and everything. And once again, that song tells a personal journey. It tells a story of my life with Dave's concept,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very personal to me. And we all have a devil in our life.
Right.
And it's not the devil in the ground that raises its horns and 666. That's not the devil.
Yeah.
We all have a personal devil in our life that just doesn't go away.
Absolutely.
And that's what that song's about. And it's about defeating that and overcoming that and learning to tolerate that.
Right.
And basically, and same thing with Pledge. Dave came up with, he's like, we need our anthem. He's like, pledge your allegiance.
Right.
And he started coming up with all these fucking lines, which was amazing. And I was like, shit, man. And we started writing that together. So, lyrically speaking, writing with Dave, and just the two of us in a room listening to music and just feeding off each other was pretty awesome. And there's nothing better than that when you're writing music. It's that collaboration.
Absolutely. Now, talking about a track like the only instrumental Triangulum. Now we have Alex, we have Misha, we have Charlie, even Machine Heads, Phil Demmel, and Bumblefoot, so many others in just one track. Now, for me as a fan to absorb this is very difficult. So, how did you guys plan out these riffs and solos in such a way that each and every guitarist on this song gets to shine equally?
Well, when we were at Mike's house writing, we
Hmm.
were just, like I said, it was four guys in a room just talking. We spent all this time together, and we just started talking one day on how all these bands used to do instrumentals.
Right.
Metallica, Deep Purple, Rush. I mean, the list is, and Scorpions. I keep going with that.
Hmm.
And then we just said, you know what, fuck it, we're writing an instrumental on this record. You know what, and we're going to put it as the second to last track, just like they all did.
Hmm.
It's for fans, man. That's what we did.
Right.
And Dave had this amazing song that he brought to us. It was all flushed out. I mean, all music, drums, guitar, bass. So what we did was we took that concept and we kept it. And we
Hmm.
wrote a whole middle section where Alex and Mike went to crazy odd time signature progland,
Right.
and we had this long musical journey. And now we're like, okay, now we got to map out guitar players. So Alex really took on that role
Hmm.
as the guitar player in Allegiance.
Right.
We got the players and we got everyone in, but Alex really mapped out, okay, from this part to this part, this will be Misha. And then from here to Ben. Then we're going to fade it out, pause, stop, and then there's our thrash metal section. And then we'll have Phil Demmel and Charlie and Matt Heafy and Bubble. I mean, he just really took that, and it was like a fucking science. And it was amazing. And the way we did it was so it all makes sense musically.
Right.
And so it all flows, and it's all very clean, and it doesn't sound like a mishmash or a pile of shit on a song. It's
True.
we wanted it to be very just one giant flow of music.
Good. Right. I absolutely get that. Now, Mark, I mean, with obviously the new album coming up and you would be doing few shows, obviously the lineup is not going to be the same. It is going to evolve, but you four guys are the main. So you would stay there and the lineup will evolve. So down the road, is there a possibility of another Metal Allegiance album with, let's say, a lineup with somewhat similar guests, but, some more new members?
Well, all I can say is the second Metal Allegiance record is halfway written already.
Wow.
And we will most certainly be doing a second record. And this is not a one-time project, one and done.
Yeah.
This is not your normal kind of. And I hate the word supergroup. I hate it. Hate it. I even hate All Star. I hate all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a collective of friends and musicians that get together to have fun.
Right.
And and we're gonna continue, man. And as far as the live shows go, it's always gonna be the one issue with Metal Allegiance is scheduling.
Yeah,
But
availability.
that's also a blessing because it opens the door to bring other people in.
Right. Right.
And we don't have a closed door, man. We're very open to. It's like we did with Alex. We just said, "Fuck it, man. You're jamming with us tomorrow," and sure enough, look what happened. A year later, we have a record.
I can.
So we always keep an open door as long as it remains fun. It remains about the music, and all the other bullshit is left aside. That's Metal Allegiance is not about that. It's about the unity. It's about the coming together. It's about showing the world that you could take a song and put Doug from King's X and Jamie from Hatebreed on the same damn track.
Right.
That's what it's about, and it's about just uniting everybody together. So the live shows are always revolving, always
Right.
always going to be different people, and as far as the next record, who the hell knows who's going to be on it? I just know we're doing it, and we started writing it already.
That's awesome. Now, Mark, obviously, when talking about live, obviously you would be playing these tracks live. So just wondering who would be doing the solos, if let's say Alex is there, but the other guys are not available. Let's say,
Sure.
Phil or even Andreas is not there. So how would that be arranged? Would Alex be playing everything, or there would be some other guy playing that solo or something?
Yeah, well, for example, on Thursday is our record release show. We'll have Gary Holt with us. So
Uh-huh.
Gary will be playing his solos and the music he recorded on the songs that we play live.
Right.
As will Alex. Charlie will be there as well. Charlie did a solo on Pledge of Allegiance. So if you think about it, on Pledge, Charlie played guest guitar on that.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Holt did guest guitar on that.
Right.
So Alex and then Mark Osagata singing it. They're all there. So of course we're going to play that song.
Okay. So it's
Um,
based on the availability and then matched at what songs can you play live?
exactly, and it also depends on what makes sense musically. Now,
Right.
if we're stuck in a situation where it's just Alex, then Alex is going to have a field day just doing a shred fest.
Okay.
you know, um, but we're going to play a lot of this music live, and of course we're going to stick to the crazy cover concepts that we do.
Right.
We have some really cool shit planned for this week on. The most I could say is we're going to be. There's a few things going on this week where we're going to be appearing and popping up, covering classic records,
Right.
and we're still going to do stuff like that because once again we're still fans, and the day we let that go is the day this won't work anymore.
True.
So we need to make sure, and it's our job to make sure that continues, and we're going to be covering two bands' records this week on different instances, not at Best Buy,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll let people know soon enough. And at Best Buy, we have the be all end all of shows. I mean, we have
Right.
all the Antics dudes. Gary Holt's going to be there. Chuck, Mark, Elisa from Arch Enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Doyle from the Misfits is going to come up and jam with us. I mean,
Nice.
obviously Mike, Dave, Alex, myself. I mean, there's a whole list of people. That's the big show. That's the party. And that's where we get to kind of sit back and go, holy shit, we actually fucking did this.
Fantastic. That's really cool, Mark. I mean, I don't know whether, because David is gonna come down to India probably in the next few months with Megadeth, and Mike has come here last year with Neil Morse, and Alex had come with Testament, but you, I don't know whether you ever come to India.
Maybe, man. Do I have an invite?
Hopefully, something might pan out maybe next year because, there are quite a good number of festivals and shows which happen here. So who knows? We
Yeah.
might have you guys coming here with a good number of guests as well.
We'd love to. As far as the touring element goes, we're doing Loud Park in Japan. We're going to Mexico City this weekend to play. We're working on other countries right now. We're trying to get to Europe, of course. More traditional South America. We want to go everywhere and anywhere to play,
Right.
and we will be doing that. So I think it's a good, safe bet that I'll be venturing into your part of the world in the near future.
That'll be great, Mark. Wow, Mark, we spoke for like 23 minutes and time flies. Exactly like you
Yeah,
said, 1 year and you have a new album out and here we are having a chat. It was an honor having a chat with you, Mark. All I can do is probably wait for you guys to come over here or maybe catch one of its shows in Europe, most
well,
probably.
I appreciate it, man. We appreciate all your support.